talking about Daniel Jones a little bit. I want to get your thoughts on some of these other 2019 quarterbacks that were drafted. Let's switch to the Washington Redskins and Dwayne Haskins. You know, I want to talk about the Redskins team first, then we'll get to Haskins a little bit. I think the Redskins are moving in a pretty good direction. I really do. Now, I understand that the front office has been a question, but I think that they're finally making some moves at the top that give me some hope and optimism. Firing Bruce Allen, bringing in a new medical staff. They hired Ron Rivera, a guy that's been to a Super Bowl, a guy that's a consistent head coach. I at least think that at worst case scenario, Ron Rivera is going to be their coach there for at least the next 3 years. They brought in Jack Del Rio because I don't think that they were getting the most out of the defensive line they had in the first place, because I know they added Chase Young, but they had Montez Sweat, they had Deron Payne, they had Jonathan Allen, and I just think that the defense consistently underperformed. And Chase Young, man, that guy's a monster, and you think he's the best pass rusher you ever evaluated. I think that I gotta say the same thing, man. And I think their linebackers are better than people give them credit for. Reuben Foster and Cole Holcomb are not bad. I really think their wide receiver core is very underrated. Terry McLaurin, I think he's a stud. You know, I really like Gandy Golden coming out of Liberty. I really like him. I think that Steven Sims is a big play waiting to happen at times. They don't really have a tight end, but yeah, they got Kelvin Harmon. I like their wide receivers. And let's get to Dwayne Haskins right now. Obviously, Dwayne Haskins kind of had an up and down rookie season, but I still like Dwayne Haskins a lot. I do. I think he has the arm talent, the accuracy, the decision-making, the football IQ, and the swagger to turn the Redskins around. I really do. I think that if you give Dwayne Haskins the support he needs, he's going to be pretty darn good. And the last couple of games of the season, he got better and better with a bad coaching staff that did not want him at times. The offensive line was not great. The wide receivers outside of Terry weren't great last year either, and he got better and better. The last 3 games of the season, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. So I'm sold on Dwayne Haskins. I know that people want to look at the 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. You know, I think you have to judge him post Jay Gruden, because once Jay Gruden got out that building, Dwayne Haskins looked pretty good. So am I crazy thinking the Washington Redskins are a team that's really on the uprise? Because I think when you have a defensive line that's that good and that has that much potential, they're just going to overpower people and win games off of defense and running the football with their great running backs that they have. Darius Geis is pretty good. You know, what's his name? Antonio Gibson. I like him a lot. So where do you fall on Haskins and the Redskins going forward?
Yeah, I'm probably in the same boat as you on Haskins, where it's unfair to judge him based on Jay Gruden, because Gruden just flat out didn't want him. You know, and the head coaching and quarterback relationship is so crucial for development. And when it's very clear that a head coach flat out doesn't want a quarterback, it's unfortunate that he just wasn't developed properly. So I don't really hold his rookie year against him. And again, like you said, when Gruden was gone, we saw a drastic improvement. And I think he kind of showed towards the end of the year, the last 2 or 3 games of the year, what he can be. He was accurate. He made some really great downfield throws. His pocket presence was great. I think his teammates responded to him better. So I think when you kind of look at who is around him now, you know, they kind of upgraded the offensive line a little bit in the offseason, which they desperately needed to do. They got some more weapons. You still have Terry McLaurin. You know, I'm a big fan of Antonio Gibson. I think that backfield is absolutely loaded. You know, the defense is obviously loaded as well, especially in the front 7. Like, there's some pieces here. You know, do I think they're going to be as good as Philly or as good as Dallas? No. But I do think we're going to see some pretty drastic improvement in the Redskins this year. I would probably expect somewhere around 8-8 to 9-7.
So you think they can win 8 or 9 games?
I do, mostly because of their defense and because of their run game. And I think, you know, Haskins, at least now, really there's going to need him to make like 3 or 4 really good throws a game, attacking down the field, and then kind of the backfield and everything else will take care of the rest, and the defense will take care of the rest as well. So they don't need him to kind of carry the team right now. It's really going to be a defensive team, a run the ball kind of team, and as long as he doesn't make mistakes, they'll be fine. And I think he's not going to make as many mistakes in year 2 as he did in year 1, because his coaching staff is a hell of a lot more committed to developing him, and he's got a few extra weapons to work with and a better offensive line to work with as well. So I'm pretty optimistic. I think they're moving in the right direction. I don't think they're going to win the division this year or next year. But in maybe 3 years or so, as they're kind of filling out the roster, and Haskins has more experience in year 4 and year 5, towards the end of that rookie quarterback window, that's when I expect to see Washington to make a real push.
Yeah, and let me get your thoughts on Chase Young as a player and kind of the players the Redskins brought in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, if there was ever a guy that compares favorably to Julius Peppers, it's him. He is the Myles Garrett physical profile, but with the technical development of the Bosa brothers. He's a special player that has an arsenal of pass rush moves. He's incredibly athletic. He's long, he's strong, he's fluid, he's explosive. There's nothing wrong with him. There's flat out nothing wrong with him. I've never seen any pass rusher as complete as him. And for all the near perfect pass rush grades that I've given, Myles Garrett was up there, Khalil Mack was up there, Jadeveon Clowney was up there. Like, in terms of all those guys where it's not quite perfect, but pretty damn close, he's even better than them. If there ever was a perfect prospect to me, it's Chase Young.
Yeah, I think that he's going to be pretty darn good. I like the direction the Redskins are going in. I understand the pushback, but either way, thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.